What's good, YouTube? It's me, Coach 67 Sports TV. Shout out to the awesome and amazing LDBC, Lions Den Boston community. Shout out to the greatest university in the world, the Southern University, home of the mighty Jaguars. I'm proud to be exclusive content creator for Southern University football here on YouTube. So Jaguar Nation, stand up and represent. I want to also send a major shout out to Swag Talk podcast, to all my swag content creators out here on YouTube. Major props and shout out to y'all. In this particular video, I'm gonna talk about Micah Bowens II. But before we go any further in this video, like the video, share the video, comment in the comment section, subscribe to the channel. Also click the notification bell so you can be alerted anytime I post any new videos. It's official, Jaguar fans. Unfortunately, Micah Bowens II is not coming to Southern University. All right, he decided to go with his other option, and he opted to go to the University of Charlotte in North Carolina. Now, I know some Jaguar fans might be thinking it's a major blow, but my perspective and my outlook on it, you can't miss what you never had. So, I mean, just on paper and the footage I've seen of him, he has a great deal of arm talent. I mean, I know Coach Dooley, in terms of looking for transfers, he's looking for a dynamic dual threat quarterback that's going to be both dynamic in the passing game and the running game. And, he came out of Bishop Gorman, in Las Vegas. He went to Penn State. Then he transferred to Oklahoma University. And it seems like he has a lot of upside and potential. So I don't know what was his reasoning and rationale for choosing the University of Charlotte over Southern University. Who knows? Maybe it's NIL money. Maybe he sees greater opportunity and greater potential in Charlotte. However, he chose Charlotte over Southern University. So I wish him well. Wish him the best of luck. It's not the end of the world as Jaguar fans because Southern University can bounce back and shake back. So it seems as if, in terms of going in a summer camp, that Harold Blood is going to be the front runner to be the starter in the fall. The one good thing about him, he's been in Southern a while. He knows the system. He got some run last year. So, hopefully Coach Dooley and staff can make the best of the situation. Like I said, it's not like Harold Blood didn't get any run last year. He played against Florida Memorial. He played against Virginia Lynchburg for homecoming. So he made appearances in a few games last year. For the most part, it was a caliber competition because when he did play against Jackson State in the SWAC championship game, he was rather unimpressive. And like I said, he reminded me in the SWAC championship game a lot of John Lampley. And for those Southern University fans that remember John Lampley from a few seasons ago, basically he was the backup or the co-starter to Ladarius Skelton. Of course, Ladarius Skelton was the dual threat. Not really dual threat. I'm not even gonna lie. He wasn't a dual threat. He was just like Bashawn McCree was last year, glorified running back playing quarterback. I think the thing with Skelton was he was able to make a few more passing plays than McCree last year. But for the most part, he was the glorified running back, whereas Ladarius Skelton was whereas John Lampley was the pocket passer of the two. And the issue with that particular situation was Ladarius Skelton was a glorified running back playing quarterback, and John Lampley was the pure pocket passer, and he just couldn't get out the way when teams just loaded up the box and they just sent everybody for blitz. So, one thing about Lampley, as he stayed at Southern, he progressively gotten better. He got a little bit better. He was able to avoid pressure by stepping up in the pocket, as he stayed at Southern. So hopefully Harold Blood could continue to progress. So it's not the fact that he didn't have experience, it's the fact that when the lights were the brightest on the biggest stage, he didn't look too good against Jackson State. And speaking of Jackson State, where Southern, the prospect that they had touted in terms of trying to get out of the transfer portal to Southern University, Jackson State has another Power 5 transfer come to Jackson State. Syracuse quarterback Jacobian Morgan. He transferred from Syracuse University to Jackson State. A lot of Jackson State fans are elated about that, and basically, they think that they really the front runners to win the SWAC. And it kind of remains to be seen. You know, clearly in terms of just talent on paper, I think they a loaded team, super loaded team, and they probably the front runner to win the SWAC championship. But even with that being said, the games aren't played on paper; they're played on the field. There's been some certain seasons over the years because one thing, Coach P. Richardson in his heyday, he kind of feasted off of transfers from LSU. Until Nick Saban put the ban in place, like 2003-ish, when Southern won the Black National Championship and LSU won the National Championship that same year. And of course, they had the parade of champions downtown Baton Rouge. But after that year there, Nick Saban put a ban in place, prohibiting LSU players to transfer to Southern University. And of course, since that point in time, the ban has been lifted, but the landscape of college football has changed so much since 2003. But even with that being said, there were years where Southern had a lot of transfers from LSU, and they just had a lot of transfers from 1A schools to Southern at the time. Of course, it's FBS now, but it was 1A at the time. They had a lot of transfers on certain teams, and those teams didn't necessarily win the SWAC championship. So just because you have a super loaded and super talented team, it does not ensure or guarantee that you're going to win a SWAC championship. Now, of course, they won a SWAC championship last year. They really couldn't finish off the deal in the Celebration Bowl against North Carolina Central. But it just kind of remains to be seen, who's going to win the SWAC East between FAMU and J-State. I know J-State fans, saying J-State going to win. Whereas FAMU fans feel like it is more continuity. They're bringing back more players, whereas even though J-State has a loaded roster, basically, they don't have the continuity because they don't have players that has been there, year in and year out. But back from looking at things from Southern perspective, I think Southern, should do well this year as long as, Coach Dooley has the right strategy, right game plan. More than likely Harold Blood is probably going to be the starter, but if he's not, then, so be it. But more than likely, he probably will be. Southern has had some great offensive lines over the years. So more than likely, he'll probably lean heavily on the running game of Gerard Sims. Of course, the one thing about Gerard Sims as a running back, he's the one running back that's more of a, like, 5 yards in a cloud of dust type of running back, whereas all the other backs like Carl Ligon, Kendrick Grimes, all of those guys are like shifty, third down type backs that can catch the ball out the backfield, but that can also run between the tackles. And not only that, but Southern has a lot of depth and they have a lot of talent at the wide receiver position. So more than likely, if Hal Blood is the starter, whoever the starter is, more than likely they're probably just going to be a game manager that's going to rely heavily on a running game. And in addition to that, also getting the ball to all the dynamic weapons in space. Because, I broke down the wide receiver position after Southern's 2023 Blue versus Gold Spring game. And I mentioned him, but, we still haven't really factored in Jalen Howard transferring from Prairie View University. He's a speedster that could take the top off of defense. He seems to be real good in the underneath game also. So it just kind of remains to be seen how things play out this season, this upcoming season. I'm really looking forward to it. The storylines and the narratives in terms of, J-State with all the transfers from Power 5 schools. Jeremy Musa, he coming back for another year at PV. I'm sorry, not PV. Excuse me. He coming back for another year at FAMU. In addition to that, can Coach Dooley finally get over the hump at Southern? You got Andrew Body at Texas Southern. So it's just gonna be interesting to see how things play out. And of course, I look at everything through a Southern University lens, a Southern University perspective, because that's my team. I love Southern University. I've been going to Southern University games before I knew what Southern University was. So, hopefully, we're looking forward to an excellent season in the SWAC. Hopefully Coach Dooley can get over the hump, because if he doesn't, I'm just going to be truthful. I think after the way things played out last year with Clinton Bowman McDaniel but Sean McCray, his seat could get pretty hot if he does not win the SWAC. So we'll see how things play out. That's it for this video. Like the video, share the video, comment in the comment section, subscribe to the channel. Also click the notification bell so you can be alerted anytime I'm posting new videos. One other thing I want to point out, we didn't have episode 10 of Bayou Sports Talk, but look out for episode 10 of Bayou Sports Talk this coming Saturday here on YouTube at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time on Saturday. So check that out. I'll catch y'all on a rebound. Y'all have a blessed, phenomenal evening. Peace and blessings.